Welcome to the Village of North Hudson Plan Commission meeting of Wednesday, September 18th, 2019. Roll call, please.
Members Bachman, Howard,
Here.
Chair Miser.
Here.
Members Mitchell,
Here.
Schneider, White,
Here.
Wecken.
We have a quorum. Thank you. First item is the approval of the meeting minutes of last month's meeting of August 21st.
I approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any comments, corrections, additions? Hearing none, all in favor of approving of the meeting minutes of August 21st, 2019, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next item, a public hearing, an application to create a 10-lot extraterritorial CSM in the town of St. Joseph. Applicant Snyder Development, project engineers fair Zach Fagan, Ty Dodge. Discussion and possible recommendation. This is extraterritorial, so. Does somebody from the project want to go up to the microphone and just briefly say what's extraterritorial?
And open the public hearing?
Well, first we have them describe it, and then we'll open it.
Okay, that'll work.
My name is Kip Johnson with ACA, project engineer for ACA. Yeah, basically it's a 10-lot. It's actually a major subdivision. It's not a CSM. I know you had mentioned CSM on your agenda, but it should be changed to major subdivision. CSMs are limited to 4 lots or less. So this is going through the whole major subdivision approval process through the county and the township. We have contingent approval from both of them based on a couple items, one of the items being your extraterritorial review. Basically, it's just a cul-de-sac coming in with 10 lots around it, accessing off of 30th Street, just south of County Trunk Highway V, up in the town of St. Joe. And pretty straightforward rural development, well and septic type acreage lots, so pretty straightforward, typical county type subdivision. And
You just hold on there. We'll, this is a public hearing. We'll see if anyone from the public would like to comment.
Call in.
Well, I'll request a motion to go into public hearing.
So moved.
Second? All in favor of going to public hearing, signify by saying aye. Aye. We are in public hearing at 3 minutes after. Does anyone from the public like to speak? If you would, just go up to the microphone so the TV can hear you.
Yeah, I just want to say I really like it.
Okay. Anyone else? Hearing none? Entertain a motion to come out of public hearing.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of coming out of public hearing, signify by saying aye. Aye. We are out at 4 minutes after the hour. Thank you. Do you have anything to do with this?
You know, I provided some comments, but it's kind of our standard review with these. You know, it is quite a distance away from the village's limits, corporate limits. I know there was a map that was provided just to get you an idea of where that is in relationship to the 1.5 miles. You know, basically, we're recommending approval just contingent upon, you know, the town of St. Joe's and St. Clair County's planning and zoning department, so we don't have anything.
From what I read, it should have
Outstanding
very
issues.
minimal impact on the village.
Correct, very, so.
And then I didn't quite get, is this not a CSM? Do we have this written wrong?
It is a major subdivision. like-
Major subdivision, okay.
Yep, like Kip has indicated, yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any of the members have any questions for either of those two?
No, I don't have any high level except for the item on the St. Croix County's community development page about the screening, you know, between the highway and the residences, but. So,
Yeah, and I think they addressed that, and I don't know if
Yeah.
you have noted or not.
It's on here,
They're
yeah.
actually planning, I don't know if they had understood from the plan that AC had put together, so we're planning on burning like pushing dirt, I think about 5 feet berm kind of on
On
that
that edge.
perimeter to create some sort of, you know, screen, if you will.
Yeah.
in addition to-
That'd be good, yeah, that's a good idea.
Is that for the highway or is that for the farm property?
Oh, is that the berm on here? Is that on this drawing? Oh, it is. I thought it was
We're
a,
actually gonna go along the farmer just to the south of us. And then
Yep.
along-
oh, yeah, yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, good.
Any other questions for me?
I drove by there yesterday. It looks like there's lots of room. Anyone else?
And I know that we are planning to have a pre-construction meeting in the near future. I don't know if there's any reason for anybody from the village to be invited to that, but if there is, just let us know and we'll keep you in the loop on that. Probably no reason to, but you're always invited to come.
I have a question. You and Kevin. On our suggested motion, we were thinking about if we wanted to approve this, we refer to it in all three of our points as a CSM. Should that all be reworded as major subdivision?
Major subdivision.
So a final copy, and normally you'd have a recorded CSM to the village, it would be a copy of what?
The final plat.
Okay. Did you get all the changes, Rob?
I'm there. So I can make a motion.
Sure.
Based on the queue. I would move to recommend approval of the application for a 10-lot major subdivision from Nito or Nito? How do you pronounce it? Nito. Nito Development. Located in the town of St. Joseph. Property identification number 030-2021-80020 with the following conditions, that comments from the town of St. Joseph and the St. Croix County Planning and Zoning Department be addressed prior to signature of the final plat. And the developer must provide for a Village of North Hudson certificate on the final plat for the village president and village administrator, clerk to sign, and provide a copy of the final plat to the village.
Okay. Is there a second to that?
A second.
There you go.
Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of approval of the motion as read by Rob, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, thank you very much.
Easy peasy.
The next order of business, the Ridges, second edition, final plat, review and possible recommendation.
Doesn't look like anybody from Derek is here.
He's a dual.
Oh, he's a dual
Yes,
purpose guy
he's
here?
dual.
Okay.
We have this one too.
Should have had a different shirt. Could you change the shirt?
Driveway one?
Once again, I'm Kip Johnson with ACA. We did the engineering and the surveying on this project. We came in front of you guys for the preliminary plat. We addressed some of your concerns. Actually, concept, addressed some of your concerns for preliminary as far as staggering driveways and doing a couple variations, added some trail. So now we're just coming back with the final plat, which is basically identical to the preliminary plat.
Okay.
So just going through the next process.
I got a question.
Sure.
After the fact that we approved this, I was contacted by one of the people up in the neighborhood there. And he was all upset because it was gonna go through. And, because he was concerned about the traffic all flowing down 10th Street. Is there, when Zappa's comes into play, will there be an exit down on Cratley?
Vale Way is stubbed to Zappa's property here.
Yeah, so
So-
everything from Zappa's property is gonna come down 10th too then? Or is it gonna exit out onto Cratley?
There'll be another
Yeah.
action plan.
There'll be another
Brought up
connection
before.
point.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Zach with the dog.
Okay. He'll be glad to know that anyway, so.
Sure.
So in other words, all of this traffic won't go on 10th Street, is what you're saying, if there's another access point.
Eventually.
At some
when
point,
the
yeah.
develop-
Yeah.
when the back
Yeah.
of the town.
I mean, this traffic will no doubt go that way,
Oh, yeah.
because it's the shortest, they're not gonna go up.
I mean,
10th
there will
Street to
be a
come down
connection
Crowley.
point to the north on Adam Drive.
Yeah,
I'm thinking some of those folks are going to head to the north,
probably, yeah.
so I mean, it's going to alleviate some of the traffic.
Yeah, if you're going to Stillwater, you might go that way, sure. Okay.
I have an FYI for you, for a
Sure.
customer that came in. They have other developments, and they put the same bushes and the same plants all around the whole establishment, whatever you're building. He said a lot of them die because they put things in the north or the south, and certain things just won't grow. He wanted you to know that, so I'm
Okay.
passing it on.
I'll pass that on to the developer.
Well, it was their concern because they were pulling out pine trees that
Sure.
are some kind of vegetation that just wasn't growing. But they planted it on everybody's lot. Well, everybody on the north side, theirs weren't growing, so just letting you know.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
What, when I see the comments from, Brian Wirt and some questions about motions, but, so, we're just seeing the final plat, but, I mean, the detailed plans that, there are no sidewalks, there's comments here that there's no.
Yep, this is just the
sidewalks.
plat itself.
This is just the
Yep,
plat.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Everything else has already been approved. We got final
Right.
engineering drawings approved through Kevin, so this is just,
Pretty good, it's just short, so I couldn't remember what we've
That
seen.
was all part of the construction
Yep.
plans that
Yeah.
were approved with preliminary plans.
yeah,
Yeah, good.
At first, you would think that the final would be more complicated, but it's actually,
actually simpler, yeah.
yeah.
Majority of the work,
That's all been done already.
majority of work goes into the preliminary plat
Heavy,
stage,
yeah,
yeah.
heavy lifting's been done.
Yeah.
Yeah, good,
And for instance, in the suggested motion, that's all of Kevin's comments.
great.
And the building inspector really didn't have anything to add to it.
Well, he did mention it, that there's no sidewalks shown, or,
But they were on the earlier,
that was on the earlier one?
I think they were.
Typically, I've never seen any of that stuff on the final plat.
Okay,
Yeah, we don't show sidewalks on the plat. The plat itself just is the lot lines themselves.
but there will be sidewalks?
Yeah,
Yeah, on the actual engineering drawings, it shows that, yep, yep.
Yeah, because there's that connection,
Then we got that trail as well.
Yeah.
trail
Yep.
connection, and, yeah, yeah.
Gary's parcel.
That, I do see the easement here, but yeah, yeah.
Any other questions?
Anything else? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
I may make a motion that we approve the plat plan for the Ridges 2 addition,
Following condition.
as long as we follow
Yeah, I just read that off.
show the approved building setbacks, add a note to the plats stating all finished floor elevations, lower level walkout elevations, and lowest building openings shall be a minimum of 2 feet above the adjacent stormwater management facility, 100-year storm event elevation. Provide LBO elevations at each of the lots where required. Provide easements over the proposed walking trails and label the street north of Lot 86 as Alta Avenue North.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second?
Okay. Okay, any other discussion? We got the streets all named then properly. That was the hard part. Okay. Any other comments? If not, all in favor of approval of the motion as read by Tom, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We have approved it. It'll go on to the village board at their next meeting. Thank you very much.
That was about as
So many
easy.
papers here, let's see. What's the next thing on our agenda?
Routine
Here it
business.
is. Routine business, anything? Otherwise, Gene's not here to ask for adjournment.
I move, am I really? Oh, my gosh, I
You're sitting in Gene's
Come on,
place.
Gene, do it.
am. I move adjournment.
Okay, is there a
Gene,
second
Gene
on
moves adjournment.
Is there a second for adjournment?
Second.
All in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourned at 15 after the hour. Thank you all very much.
We didn't break the record.
But we had two.